it's Zoe and I've got this on, which might give you a little hint as to what we are chatting about today. But today we are going to be talking about the pre-baby belly, my top tips for any women who have ever had a child, whether that was 2 months ago, 2 days ago, or 20, 40 years ago, whatever it is. Today I am going to share with you my top tips to help get this area back into great shape and maybe even get it better, stronger, more toned than it was before you had a child, which I think a lot of us think is not possible, but the truth is it can be with the right approach. So all that I am wearing this for is to show to you one of the most important things that I think we as women tend to forget, and that is there are many different layers of the abdominals, and the transverse abdominis wraps around your body like this, just like a corset or a belly wrap does. It goes all the way around. And these are the muscles that actually help to cinch and pull everything in, but they are also the muscles that separate the linea alba down the middle, separates to accommodate the baby as it grows in the belly. Let me take this off. It's loud. Whereas the rectus abdominal, the muscles that the crunch works, are more superficial and on the surface at the front here. Now those are important to work too. However, if we neglect the TVA, we can end up having a little bit more of that pooch lower in the belly, as well as back pain, as well as incontinence, and a whole host of other issues that are very common, but not something that I think you should just accept and just be like, well, I had a baby, therefore I'm gonna have this or that. I think there is a lot we can do. So I'm gonna share with you some tips. And tip number one is to learn how to synchronize your breathing with your core work. And this is incredibly important inside the YogaBURN Trim Core Challenge, which is my 15-minute follow along from home core and yoga routine. And it also sprinkles in a little bit of HIIT to really help you create the afterburn effect and also shed some of the fat that is on top of this area. I teach you how to do the stomach vacuum, which is great for activating the deep pelvic floor muscles, the TVA, and the muscle of the diaphragm as well, because they all work as a unit. So synchronizing your breath with your movement and doing the 360 core breath is one of the best things you can do, even just a few days after having your baby, which is really going to help you get that connection, because the core is interesting in that it doesn't just flex and extend, it actually also helps to manage pressure that builds up, almost because it's like a canister, a circle. It manages pressure that gets applied on it, and if we have any of that weakness in the TVA and the linea alba, then that pressure just kind of bulges out. So tip number one is to do that 360 core breath and learn how to do the stomach vacuum, which I teach you in the program that I've linked around this video. Tip number two is to work the TVA, which I already kind of touched on. Movements like plank, like very intentional leg raises, like very intentional toe taps. I mean, there are so many exercises that you can start doing, the bird dog, the dead bug, that are amazing at working these deep muscles. And it's really surprising how quickly you can start feeling that strength building up and noticing your back feeling better in just a couple weeks from just incorporating those movements, which is really important. And the Trim Core Challenge, which does all of these things, is on sale for my wedding anniversary. This is the exact routine I used to get a super flat tummy and a slim waist when I got married, but also post-baby, about 6-7 months after having my son. That's when I started doing the Trim Core Challenge, and I did have a C-section. So there was a little bit of a longer healing time in the core region than there may be for somebody who had a vaginal birth. The third and final tip is to be consistent and just do 3 workouts a week that are specific to your core, instead of just doing 1 workout a week, or sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. Like, try and just do a small amount every other day, or if you're an everyday type of person, you could totally do that too. but really building up that consistency is what's gonna help us see change. And along with that consistency, you need to be progressing, so we'll call that the fourth and final tip. You need to be progressing so that you're gradually doing more challenging exercises as your core gets stronger. We don't want to start with a very simple modification and just stay with that forever, because then your body's not going to get stronger. But you need to know how to do it in a way that is safe, that honors where you're at while challenging you, and that is not going beyond what your capabilities are, because then we can risk injury. We can risk our abdominals kind of having that bulging look. Even though they're strong, they're just forming like out because you haven't really gotten that flatness. These are all key things that I will walk you through in each and every 15-minute trim core workout. So I really think that if you've ever had a baby, like I said, it could have been a long time ago. This is something that can make a really big difference in both the way you feel about your strength in your core and your posture, but also in the way that we look. And we do include that little bit of HIIT workout. I mean, it's only 4 minutes of cardio at the end of each workout to really help you create the afterburn effect with an elevated metabolism for 24 to 48 hours after each workout to help shed the fat that's over top of the belly. Because a lot of us, especially after having babies, tend to store more fat on our belly. So I'm really excited to get you started with this. Thanks so much for joining me, and I can't wait to walk you through your first workout. Big hugs, lots of love, bye-bye.